Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell y'all something real, and I need you to hear me now. Before a man falls in love, really falls, he's going to test that woman. And listen, it's not because he's trying to be manipulative, it's because he's trying to survive. Men are wired to test loyalty, patience, and independence before committing emotionally. A lot of people misunderstand this part of how men operate, especially when it comes to relationships. See, most men don't just wake up one day, fall head over heels, and hand over their whole heart. It's not that simple. There's a whole process going on behind the scenes. And sometimes even he doesn't realize he's doing it. He's watching, he's studying, he's taking mental notes, not because he's trying to play games, but because deep down, he wants to make sure that the woman he's letting into his life is built for the journey, not just the moment. A man wants to see if a woman will stay solid even when things don't look perfect. He's checking if she's loyal when he's not at his best, when he's still figuring things out, when he doesn't have it all together. Will she encourage him when he doubts himself, or will she start to pull away the minute he stumbles? These are quiet tests, unspoken ones, but they mean everything to a man who's serious. And patience, that's a big one. He wants to see if she can understand his silence, not just his stories. Because sometimes a man needs space, not because he's hiding, but because he's processing. And independence, let's talk about that. A man wants to know that you have a life of your own, that you're not just sitting around waiting on him to complete you. That's attractive. That's powerful. It shows him that you're not looking to be rescued. You choosing to walk beside him, not behind. And when a woman shows she's got loyalty, patience, and her own identity, that's when a man starts to think, this one might be it. Test may be unspoken, observe reactions, support, and standards. A lot of women get caught up thinking a man is going to come out and say what he wants, what he needs, or what he's looking for. But the truth is, many men don't operate that way when it comes to love. See, it's not always about the big moments, it's about the small, silent ones. A man is constantly watching, especially when he's considering letting a woman close to his heart. And he's not always going to tell you he's watching. He's just going to observe. How do you respond when he's honest about a flaw? Do you shame him or do you listen? How do you carry yourself when you're upset? Do you respect boundaries or do you go for the low blows? He's paying attention to how you support him when there's nothing in it for you. When there's no reward, no spotlight, no social media posts, just you and him in a tough moment. That's when he sees the real. That's when he starts to measure how deep your loyalty runs. Because a man who's been through anything real in life knows that love isn't about how you act when it's easy. It's about how you respond when it's inconvenient. And then there's the standards part. He wants to know what you stand for, what you'll allow, what you'll tolerate, because if you accept anything, he knows you'll fall for anything. Men test without speaking. They watch how you handle money, how you treat people who can't do anything for you, how you talk about your exes. All of that tells him who you really are when no one's looking. And believe it or not, that's what makes him decide if you're just someone he talks to or someone he could build with. Men want to know if a woman can handle them at their worst before giving their best. It's just the truth. Every man, no matter how confident or strong he seems, has doubts, flaws, fears, and days where he doesn't feel like himself. And before he opens up and gives a woman access to his full heart, He needs to feel safe being vulnerable around her. That safety doesn't come from the good times. It comes from how she reacts when he's not his sharpest, not his most charming, not on top of the world, when he's quiet, when he's frustrated, when he's tired of carrying the weight of the world. That's when the real test happens. He's not looking for a woman who will only show up when he's winning. That's easy. He's watching to see who sticks around when he's losing, when the plans fall through, when the money's not flowing, when he's second guessing his purpose. That's when he notices who's in his corner for real. And he's not always going to tell you he's testing you, because sometimes he doesn't even realize he is, but emotionally he's putting out signals. Can I trust you with the messy parts of me? Will you still speak life into me when I don't feel like much of a man? That doesn't mean he's looking for someone to fix him. It means he's looking for someone who won't run when things aren't picture perfect. Because when a man finds a woman who sees his worth, even when he doesn't see it himself, that woman becomes unforgettable. He starts to lean in. He starts to trust. He starts to see her not as just someone to talk to, but someone he can build life with. That's the moment things change. When he knows you've seen the worst in him and chose to stay anyway, not out of desperation, but out of real love and understanding. That's when a man is ready to give you his best. A woman who respects herself and sets boundaries gains more respect. That's a fact. See, men notice everything, even when they don't say it. And one of the most powerful things a woman can do is show that she has limits, that she values herself, and that she's not going to bend just to keep someone around. A lot of women think that saying yes to everything makes them more lovable. But the truth is, the more you give without standards, the less some men appreciate it. Because when a woman doesn't respect her own boundaries, a man starts to wonder, why should I? A woman who knows who she is, what she stands for, and what she's not willing to tolerate, that woman walks differently. She doesn't chase. She doesn't beg. She doesn't shrink herself to make a man feel more comfortable. And the crazy part is, the very moment she says, I won't accept that, a real man stops in his tracks and pays attention. Not because she's trying to play hard to get, but because she's showing she knows her worth. Well, that's powerful. Boundaries don't push the right man away. They pull the wrong ones out of the way. A woman who can say no with confidence, who can walk away from a situation that doesn't serve her, commands a different kind of energy. That's the kind of woman a man respects. That's the kind of woman who makes him step up, not slack off. Because when a man realizes he can't just slide by with half effort, he's forced to bring his best or risk losing her altogether. Respect begins with how you treat yourself. If you make yourself a priority, others will learn to treat you the same. And if a man truly wants to be with you, he'll rise to meet your standards, not try to lower them. A woman who moves with self-respect doesn't have to demand love. It comes to her naturally because she already carries what can't be faked: dignity, confidence, and strength. The right woman will pass the test by being authentic, not by trying to win love. See, a lot of people out here trying to perform their way into someone's heart. They think if they say all the right things, do all the right moves, and play along with whatever a man wants, that's what's gonna lock him in. But let me tell you something. Real men don't fall for the performance. They fall for the truth. Because at the end of the day, no man wants to build a life with someone who's faking it just to get picked. A woman doesn't need to pretend to be chill if she's not, or pretend to be cold with disrespect just to prove she's different. That's not how you pass the test. A woman passes the test by standing in her truth every single time, by being consistent, not convenient, by showing who she really is when no one's watching, not just who she thinks he wants her to be. That kind of authenticity is rare, and when a man sees it, he feels it. It hits different. Men can sense when a woman is doing things just to keep him rather than just being herself. And over time, that pretending starts to wear thin. But when a woman walks in her own light, when she's not trying to be anything other than who she already is, that's when a man knows she's the real deal. And that's when he starts letting his guard down. Because now he's not falling for an act, he's falling for a person, a real one. You don't have to fight for a spot in someone's life when you show up as your full self. The right man will recognize you, he'll respect your honesty, he'll admire your strength, and he'll love your flaws just as much as your brilliance. That's the kind of connection that lasts, because when the games are over and the masks are off, all that's left is truth. And if you gave him that from the beginning, baby, you already passed the test.